The Kickback Show. What's in your cup?
Kickback Show, kickbackshow.com, all up in this CIX. I go by the name of Foz, and he is
DJ Swivel. Anything less would be unswivelized.
And she is
Organic Blackberry in this motherfucker, back quarantine fresh. You feel me?
You look like you just left the farmer's market in downtown Africa.
Hey, listen, and I came back with all my shit too. On discount.
Hey, I'm glad to hear it and see it. All right.
Yeah, man. Week 2 of this quarantine edition Kickback Show.
You seen what Guinea is doing? Is it Guinea? Is that how you pronounce it?
Who is that?
Yeah, it's an African country. It's like Gieu something. Hey, forgive me. But they hold
Guinea?
all the Chinese people hostage until all of their people get back safely.
Because
in their country, they are arresting all of them, and they're like, send our people back, or it's gonna be some smoke.
Oh, they want all of it, huh?
Straight like that. They said, "Fuck it, what you trying to do?" I was like, "Damn." They say, "Hey."
That's because China started it. They started evicting black folks because there were still some black folks that were testing positive with coronavirus. So landlords and whatnot started kicking all the black folks out, and they wouldn't rent them hotels or nothing. So they're just out on the street with all their friggin' luggage. Where do we go? What do we do?
Why only black people? So there was no other races testing? It was just black people?
Racism.
Supposedly, the black folks that were
Nigerian.
Supposedly, the black folks that were living in China had a second wave of positive cases. So they just started saying, "All right, well, we just gonna start kicking y'all out."
I smell something that ain't right.
Yeah, I'm like, but that don't make no fucking sense. Just one race of people got it.
But how do you then become prejudiced towards a group of individuals that contracted something in your country that you allegedly
started in your country?
I wish somebody would.
That's wow. That's why they taking a stance. They send these people back unharmed, and it's up to China to give a fuck about those people.
I mean, there's a billion of them, so I'm pretty sure they can probably go without however many. All I know is it could get real ugly. I mean, it's probably already ugly. We just haven't seen it yet. I hope everybody black is safe.
Right.
Gets back on.
Well, unfortunately, we're dying at double the rate as everyone else. But
not quite double, but
close.
I mean, from what they tell us, that's just what they're telling us.
Well, and that's for instance, in Louisiana, they're saying that blacks are 33% of the population, but they account for 59% of the deaths from coronavirus. But that all depends on how are they
taking care of themselves.
But how are they counting those deaths? Because a lot of times, I've heard several cases where someone went to the hospital or they got sick and they died. It wasn't necessarily from coronavirus, but they're counting it as a coronavirus.
As a coronavirus. I've been hearing the same thing.
You're so jacked up, it's not even.
Yeah.
They've been saying it's coronavirus, but it's really pneumonia or complications from something else.
Exactly. They're just
right.
Home.
But then that takes the death off of that doctor's probably notches. But I did see, you seen how people are getting double deaths in this bitch? In Minnesota, it was like, I don't know, I'm making it up, Tulsa professor dies of coronavirus, and then it'll be New Jersey, something else, Bishop dies. It's 2 different lives, and it's the same person. I seen it on a dude, I seen it on a couple little kids.
You saying that they using
they dying twice
for multiple
they using the same person dying twice, nigga.
Well, they got exposed for doing that, using that Italian hospital footage and saying it was in New York. Because then people in New York were pulling up to their hospitals what are y'all talking about? Ain't nobody even in here.
Yeah.
They get mad at me for walking in, filming, on public property. Like, I have a right to be here and film. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy.
That's super crazy. Like, what the fuck? You out here just trying to scare the nation, man. Protect yourself. Protect your mind, body, and spirit.
What gets me is the fact that the female doctor, Burks, or whatever, that be on the press briefings with Agent Orange, she even admitted that, like, us as a country, we're the only country that is classifying just about every death as coronavirus death, where other countries are specifying, like, no, this person tested positive for corona, but they ultimately died from kidney failure or heart attack, whatever the case. Like,
have you guys seen all of the protests and stuff lately? There was one here in Huntington Beach a couple days ago.
I didn't see that one. I saw the one that was apparently in Michigan.
Yeah, no, but these people,
what happened? What are they protesting?
They want to go back to work.
These snitches in what is it?
They spent that $1,200.
No, they've been stay-at-home orders for a week, and they got pissed, and so they're like, we want to go back to work, and so we're going to protest. Like, meanwhile, California, we've been stay-at-home for a month now.
It's been about a month and a half.
But yeah, they were downtown Huntington Beach. It was even on CNN. We were downtown Huntington Beach. No masks, no nothing, just out in mass, all these Trump supporters, all Trump supporters only, talking about, I want to go back to work not handouts, and all this other mess. Open up the economy, because he's inciting all of this stuff. And then I was talking to my yoga instructor, and she said that she drove up to PCH. They were out on a drive with her daughter just to get out, and they were down in San Clemente. We saw that down there too. And she was like, people are out there just drinking beer, having a good old time, no mask, no nothing, just out protesting.
Like it's Mardi Gras, so that's crazy.
Huh?
I said they acting like it's Mardi Gras.
For real.
Yeah, they're drinking Corona and passing on the Corona.
Ah!
I forget what news reporter said it, but there's like, you guys going out and, or no, it was I think it was one of the governors saying, you guys now going out and being all jammed together might possibly start a second wave, and we're gonna have to extend the stay-at-home order. So you're working things kind of backwards.
Yeah, I'm wondering how many of those people are gonna pop positive the virus and then realize.
You know how they say it's like a heat thing? Like Africa is hot. What you think is gonna happen in the wintertime in Africa?
No telling. I mean, there's still so much we don't know about any of this.
There's a lot that we don't know. I'm talking a lot, but I be knowing what I'm talking about.
You do. You speak for some factual situations.
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I think Africa is all right, and I don't even think that they have any
They don't
type
have a
of
lot,
outbreak.
but what about in the wintertime, like when it get cold?
So
I think they okay. I think that this is part of it, and this is maybe conspiracy files talking. It could be a ploy to get over into Africa, because I know they were starting to talk about taking vaccines and stuff over there. It's like, look,
Okay,
like,
that's true.
they don't need that. They don't have. You've never really heard about a black plague killing millions of people in Africa. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they claim Ebola and all this other stuff. It's like, you don't like exactly where did it start.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
How about starting in the most highly infected area?
highly infected area. Oh, you talk about in Wuhan?
No, I'm saying starting vaccine testing in places that are really problematic, that need something first. Whereas you've got, in a matter of speaking, small numbers in Africa, because
They trying to get up in there like, we need a test.
We need to test y'all. Y'all need Christianity and vaccines. Yeah, right.
Fuck out of here, son.
And not only, like, I was talking to, I have a friend, shout out to her Quota on Instagram. She's actually in Nigeria, and she was saying that her state is on lockdown. They're chilling and doing that whole thing. But I think their thing is they're trying to get ahead of it and mitigate any kind of spread, instead of looking at us waiting for it to get there and then being reactionary instead of proactive.
Right.
But she said that they're on lockdown too.
Yeah, I talked to a couple of my folks in Ghana, and they were saying that they got everything shut down, from grocery stores to all kind of things.
Yeah.
It's a cold world. I mean, and I think again, it kind of, you look at the grand scheme of all of this, and I try to follow paper trails. It's kind of leading me to believe that all of this kind of almost has like an underlying business tactic. Because then what you're going to ultimately see is small businesses fall under. You know what I'm saying? People that don't have any money saved up, they take that $1,200, they blow that in 2 weeks on bills and rent.
Mm-hmm.
And then what do they have for the remainder until they get another stimulus? If they're not working, unemployment, you know what I mean, is only going to give you so much based on however much you've worked. But then even with that, it's kind of like, what happens to small businesses that didn't get a stimulus, didn't get, you know what I mean, like funding, or other businesses that may not necessarily be able to survive everything that's going on? People that had to not just furlough some of their workers, but completely lay them off and fire them. Like, what happens to these businesses? What happens to these countries that aren't fit or can't necessarily survive? If they're a third world country, they can't survive something like this.
I told Tiana yesterday, like, 'cause I saw a couple on the news talking about their small business, like, is basically done. They got no money, or they dipped into all their savings. I'm like, oh, so this is basically eradicating anything left as far as a middle class.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we still have billionaires who are making profits right now. Like, you've got people in the administration who's profiting off of this virus right now.
Yep.
There's a patent on coronavirus.
Jeff Bezos has made $24 billion just in the last 6 weeks. $24 billion.
He made 20? You said 20?
$24 billion in 6 weeks.
Billion.
Yeah.
No.
Well, here's the thing too, and to be fair, sorry to cut you off, but to be fair, we don't know if that's just a report coming out saying, hey, he made this much. We don't know if that's actually from Amazon orders, or if he has investments in whatever stock that's been.
No, this is Amazon. Amazon specific. Yeah, they have quarterly reports. If you own stock in shareholder or
right.
shareholder, you have access to their financial reports.
Yeah.
As a publicly traded company, you have access to their financial records.
Right. Like, you don't necessarily have to be a chairman or on the corporate board in order to still own the company and have stake within the company. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, I made $24 with Chevron in my stocks. Hey man, praise Black Buddha. Hopefully everybody that's invested is winning right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, hopefully you put some money towards something to be able to get whatever. Because right now it's the time to do it. Buy oil and everything that's cheap.
Yeah, the stock market is on sale right now. So I say that. Bitcoin, I bought some more Bitcoin a few weeks ago. It was like below 4,000, and now I think it's above 7 so far. So that was a quick flip. And then what else?
I think I'm getting like 3,000 miles to the gallon right now, because I filled up my tank back like March 16th or something like that.
Yeah.
And I still got three quarters of a tank of gas.
Same.
Like 3 weeks to the gallon.
3 weeks.
Really miles. We ain't going nowhere.
How do y'all feel about last night's event?
Teddy Riley, Babyface.
Teddy Riley versus Babyface. Well, first of all, let me
Can
just
I
say
get a
this.
play-by-play? Can y'all act some shit out too?
First of all, let me shout out the homies again that said that Teddy Riley was gonna get in there and be bodying things, and for the first 3 rounds was getting his ass whooped yet again. Because Babyface was cool, calm, and collected. So excited, get on. It seems like the entire world was gonna dress up in their Sunday's best to sit in their living room to enjoy this battle of some classic New Jack Swing versus contemporary R&B, right? So you log on, Teddy Riley was the first one to get on, and he had like a full setup, which was almost kind of like a red flag to begin with.
What Teddy did?
Yeah, it seemed like Teddy had like a whole full-blown setup. He had a keyboard, he had a talk box, he had a drummer behind him, he had another DJ over here, he had a hype man dancing here. It was just a lot. Projector screen, just a bunch of things, a full-blown production.
That's why it got postponed. He had to rehearse all that.
Well, they said the first time it got postponed, Babyface allegedly contracted COVID, allegedly. So there's that. So we're waiting, a good like 10 minutes goes by, they're already at like 300,000 people that have like tuned in. Yeah, like literally within the first 5 minutes, it was already 200,000. I'm like, well, damn. Another 5 minutes goes by, they're above. And me and the homies are watching on Zoom, and then got our laptops and stuff set up on some like, yo, they might just hit 315. 5 minutes passed, they had 350. It's like, well, they might just hit, 4,000. By the time Babyface got on, they had reached about like 415 or something crazy. Like something wild, right? So we're sitting there for the first like 5-10 minutes, and everybody's waiting on Babyface. Meanwhile, we're watching Teddy Riley like play his keyboard and singing in the background and just kind of, doing his thing. Seemed like he was warming up, which, all right, it is what it is. And then the jokes started flying. Yo, somebody go over there and help Babyface learn how to log into Instagram. So we find out the next day that he had sent a message like, yo, I'm requesting, let me in. So it seemed like everyone at Teddy's thing wasn't paying attention and like, yo, he's requesting to come on, like somebody let him in. And then we get the ball rolling. First song comes out, Teddy Riley goes first because, Babyface is the OG. He plays The Show by Slick Rick and Dougie Fresh, which a lot of people didn't know that he was behind that, but great start. It's like, all right, this is a good warm-up record, right? And then Babyface plays his record, which is 2 Occasions, I believe. And for me, immediately, it's just like, yo, like, you started with that. Like, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that's the record he started with. He won. It's like first round's done. Then you go back to Teddy Riley, and there was like this echoing that began to start. And everybody is like, yo, your echo, the echo is bad. You got to fix the echo. And it could have been a number of different things. You know what I mean? Nobody knows. But the hilarity kind of started there because then you already had your hype man dancing in the background, doing all of this dancing and everything. Meanwhile, you got Babyface chilling in his studio by himself, in his plush leather jacket that was made by the hand of God himself. And Babyface is the only one that got one.
They don't even make the fabric no more.
The fabric don't even exist. You know what I'm saying?
Cows have all died and gone to heaven, and then Jesus made it in heaven and dropped it down, and it's the only one of its kind.
So there's that. So Babyface plays his record, in my opinion, kind of won the first round. Teddy goes again, there's echoes that's popping off. People in the comments are like, yo, you're trying to make it past his echo, but it's too much. Plays his next record, which is like a guy record, I believe. Babyface comes back, plays the Bobby Brown record. And again, in my opinion, he's smashing Teddy Riley at this point, but it's still early.
Yeah.
Get to the third round, the echo is still just kind of persistent. And they basically say like, yo, let's pause and come back. And, let's try to fix this sound issue. It's like, all right. And it's like, no, you didn't have to do that because at this point, you have 400,000 people watching. Like, you don't need to go nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They end it, they come back. So it's like, all right, boom, a matter of minutes or whatever, they're right back to the numbers that they had. Babyface is like, all right, it's your go. I just played this. Teddy is also like, no, let's start over.
What?
Start over.
Let's start over. Let's start from
Start
scratch.
over.
He's like, yo, and he started asking the fans, the watchers, like, yo, y'all want us to start over? And literally everybody in there is like, no, don't start over. No, no,
Just keep going.
no, just keep going. We get it. You getting your ass whooped. It's 3-0. Babyface is winning. Just keep going. He literally goes, yeah, it looks like the fans want us to start over, so let's start over. So they
What?
this entire time, Babyface is like chilling easy, sipping his drink, and it's on some like, yeah, let's play brand new records. Like let's play brand new records. Like, we got them. Like, you don't have to start from scratch. So probably one of the memes that you saw during the first go round, when Teddy Riley played the show, Babyface goes, I didn't know you were a part of that. Like, I didn't know you did that. Right? So here they go to the second time around. Teddy Riley plays it again, and Babyface again goes, wow, I didn't know you did that.
Damn.
He's like, what were you, 12? Like, when you did that? Like, what were you? Like, and I know it probably came from a good place. They get to the third one, and then this echo, again, the technical difficulty, right? And I think at one point, Babyface was just like, oh, it's the technicals? Like, just literally playing them to the left. You can start seeing, like, his frustration starting to grow. I think everybody's frustration was growing because it was just kind of like, yo, what are we doing? Like, cut everything else off, just play the record through your speakers, like, cut everything. You don't need the microphones. You know, they testing out other microphones, can you hear me now? And it's just like, yo, like, just play the music, man. Like, we don't need that.
So tomorrow is going down, Monday night.
So tomorrow, they were scheduled it for tomorrow night. I think the consensus is, it's like, less is more.
Yeah.
You know, you don't need an iRig, you don't need all of this. We've seen battles to where people have literally sat in their car and just played the music and streamed on their phone, and it's like, we good. We don't need.
Yeah, we want to sing along anyway.
Yeah,
For a second, I thought Teddy was getting ready to flex, and I thought he was going to play all of his records live. That's what I thought, which I would have been like, yo, he's taking it to a new level. I don't know if that would have given him an edge, but still, it's kind of like, you don't need all the extra.
Got the background dancer.
Yeah, no, that's too much. Stuff like this.
It was a lot, but I think it was just, I think it was an innocent mistake. I think it was just, you know, it was black people being black people, being excited because, yo, we on lockdown, like, let's, you know, we're going to have a party, you know, we're going to have, you know, half of the world watching us at this point, you know, and let's just have a good time. You know what I mean? Like, we're making history, you know, we're celebrating black excellence, we're giving these amazing producers, songwriters, and creators that have shaped and molded not only our childhood, but music. You know what I mean? Like, and it was a celebration. So you have that with a combination of everybody that's black wanting to kind of relive their childhood and be in this moment during a crisis, and anticipation is high. And then you got, you know, two celebrities that are, you know, clearly just wanting to live life. You're going to run into the hilarity that is. So I don't think it was malicious. Clearly it was an innocent mistake that we as black people are going to make fun of. Even if everything went smooth, we would have found a way to make fun of something about everything. Whether it had been his hat, whether it had been Babyface's hairline, it would have been something.
Oh my God, seriously, we sound like you right now.
What?
Okay, wait.
Got the jokes on deck. You try to push it off to the culture.
I'm just saying, his hairline wasn't messed up. It could be like, I'm just saying, like, everybody's struggling. Just because he Babyface don't mean he can't get
We all on quarantine in this bitch.
Mary J. Blige or Beyonce.
Okay, wait.
All on quarantine in this
I have a
bitch.
question.
Say it.
If you could see anybody in one of these battles, who would you really like? Who would you want to see?
I would want to see Pharrell.
I would, like, for instance, because of the level of petty, would want to see Prince.
Yeah.
Like automatic. Prince specifically.
Prince
Against
versus who? Michael? That's who everybody would want to see.
I mean, like, I don't care who he battles. I would just want to see Prince.
That's really good.
Prince
I
versus
think it would have to be Prince versus Michael. That would be the only thing that would make sense. Because Michael could kind of almost match his level of play.
Okay.
What about James Brown?
James Brown would have been too high for the battle. Yeah, he would have been like Sean Gary. He would have just shown up talking. I make it all good. He would have been performing his live. Fella. Is that Prince? That's my friend. Showing up. Brand new world. Get on up.
That sounds fun.
What are you talking about, James? I new man. It's like, what are you talking about, James? What are you doing? Play your record.
What about
what was the conversation around Dre and Diddy?
That they too rich and famous for this?
Well, if I wanted to see cultures do it, I would want to see those two.
Dr. Dre versus Diddy? I think the talks are Jermaine Dupri versus Diddy.
I want Dre because Jermaine, his music, like he had. I'm not about to talk that shit. Like he has some of the R&B stuff, but like as far as the stuff I'm not gonna backpedal. I'm gonna stick with what I'm saying. I'm not backpedaling.
So here's here's the thing. I would, whoever goes against Jermaine Dupri, I would more than likely root for them. But Jermaine Dupri,
I know, like this nigga just came out and said that. This nigga said anybody. My nigga said whoever.
No, because I mean the person that they would put against him would either be Dre or Diddy, right? And Diddy's catalog, I think, is much stronger than Jermaine Dupri, but I think people fail to realize Jermaine Dupri had pulse so depth. So it's not his record.
Right.
We're talking about Chris
all
Cross,
of them.
Mariah Carey, Lil Bow Wow,
Right.
Brat. Who else was that? He had Janet Jackson for a minute. Jazz was on his label at one point. And then that's not even to mention some of the R&B records that he's produced that's been, I mean, he was a part of Jay-Z records. Like, Jermaine Dupri got some sneakers under his belt.
So out of the three of them, you would say Diddy versus Jermaine? Out of the three of them?
I have to throw my boy Quick in there somewhere. I would want to see Quick in a battle versus somebody.
Okay, so Quick in a battle versus somebody, but who? Okay.
I'd like to see Pharrell too.
Pharrell is the number one person I want to see, but I don't see anybody beating Pharrell.
I would like to see him in there.
I don't see anybody beating Pharrell because he has a Thriller-sized record with Happy. You can't beat Grinded.
But he's been in the game since like 15. Remember watching the Quincy movie?
I'm saying he was a part of Rex and Effects. I mean, he was on. He was singing behind SWV. He was behind Rex and Effects with Teddy Riley. Like he's been on for a while, but like the Neptunes as a collective, let alone Pharrell, have too much firepower for any producer, in my opinion.
Yeah,
when it comes to writing, again, it's a matter of you can play records that are not just big records, but it's like it changes the dynamic of the battle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Swiss Beats can have all the energy that you want, but when Timbaland played Pony, nigga, shut up. Shut up, sit down, shut all that zone, whatever.
No, but out of Pharrell, is this stupid? Like, am I showing my age if I were to say Pharrell versus Prince? Is that stupid to say?
That's not stupid to say, but that's unfair.
How? Because Prince is Prince?
Yeah, he gave us Purple Rain. He gave us Purple Rain as an album. Pharrell doesn't have it.
If you want to go petty, what about Prince versus Kanye West?
No, because it would take 3.5 years for Kanye West to even play a record. He'd give us a rant. He'll start preaching.
It's true, but if we set all that shit aside, this is true. But if we set all that aside musically, what?
I just want to see a cat fight.
That would be a good sassy cat fight. That would be a good sassy cat fight.
Yeah, because Prince definitely never bit his tongue.
Oh no, and that's exactly why I would tune in all day and night.
Him versus Kanye. I would want to see Kanye versus Pharrell, possibly.
That'd be good.
That sounds
I'm
good.
about to say Pharrell versus Dr. Dre.
Pharrell versus
Yeah, that
Drake.
might be a monster too.
Yeah.
I think
Drake.
Dre is in that category with Quincy Jones, where it's like
Yeah.
you can't put anybody against
Yeah.
them.
It's too much.
Like, put aside all the ghost producers and all of that, like, his firepower for records is through the roof. Like, he has timeless records. You know what I mean?
And Pharrell is that too, no?
I don't think Pharrell necessarily has a timeless, like, catalog just yet,
Okay.
but his firepower for the eclecticness of his music changes things. You know what I mean? Like, there are certain songs that will live forever, but it's not like he has 20 of them like Dr. Dre. You know what I'm saying?
But remember, I Just Want to Love You, You're Hot in Here. It's like when the Neptunes was like charging like $1 million per beat.
Yeah, I get that. So let's kind of do it. Let's do a fake battle right now, right? You said I Just Want to Love You, right? I would play Dre Day. If I were Dr. Dre, I'd play Dre Day. And I'm just gonna throw out random records, and I guarantee you any random record I say is gonna kill whatever you say. You say Hot in Here, I can play Explosive.
But I don't know that Dre Day carried the weight as far as like a radio hit the way Jay-Z's like, because think Jay-Z, like I still play that in the club tomorrow and it's gonna freaking bang. Only certain crowds will appreciate Dre Day. You know what I'm saying? But everybody will appreciate.
Mostly white people.
Okay, then nothing but a G thing.
That's different. Then I have to go.
What was it? What was your swivel? What did you say? What was your song?
The first one I said was Jay-Z, I Just Want to Love You.
Oh, okay. I'm Googling the lyrics, y'all. I don't know all these songs.
But my point is there's so many records that Dre has that have been literally, you put them on, like, granted, again, not taking anything away from Pharrell, because I think he will reign supreme in these battles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. That's new. What'd you say, T?
I said I think it would be dope if they did like comedy battles.
No, I was just thinking, I was like, oh my God, I would love to see like a roast session with like Bernie Mac and like, I don't know. What's
Bernie Mac is big.
I know, but you brought up Prince, the fuck? I don't get it. So now I can't bring him up? I don't get it. But I would like to see Bernie Mac and who's Harlem Nights? What's
Eddie Murphy?
Eddie Murphy.
Michael Blackson and Faison Love are actually going to think about the battle. Or
That's
roast
gonna
each
be
other.
funny as shit.
That's what I would like to see. I feel like, so we've been watching like Beefy his lives. Oh my gosh.
They're
And
funny.
I feel like in moments like this, that kind of stuff is dope.
I called Avion. He roasted somebody who left a comment on one of his lives. He roasted this dude's mom and how big her hoo-ha is. I kid you not, for like 4 minutes straight. It was the funniest thing I've seen in forever.
Damn.
But it's the same as going to a comedy show.
Not
Oh yeah.
long though.
Oh yeah. If you want to heckle at your own risk, baby.
Exactly. But stuff like that, like, yo, when Avion went in, I kid you not, I was in the bed. Because this was like 2 o'clock in the morning when Ian was watching them. I was in the bed and I could hear him laughing in the living room. And I was like, I texted him and he was like, you have to come here. Like, he called me out of the bed. Come and watch this. That shit was so funny. But yeah, that, I would like to see comedians battle. That's what
I think that might be the new age that we come. You know what's ironic is that we have things like Wildin' Out.
Yeah.
But I think getting it on a platform to where we're seeing it uncut live and in action. You know what I mean? I think it just takes it to a whole nother level. You know how we receive it, which is why I appreciate Black culture and hip hop that much more. Only because of the fact that we've been doing this for all of our lives. You know what I mean? Whether it be roasting each other or, you know, battling to try to, you know, it's always been like a competition, whether it's friendly or not. It's always been a competitive nature with us, which is beautiful.
Yep.
And now the world gets to see. Now
the world gets to first.
Now the world gets to see. Now you see. Now y'all can't come through and try to say y'all created cornrows because hello.
Oh, this can't try and say it.
But I'm just saying, like, they can't come up here and be like, oh my God, Taylor Swift broke the internet with her lies. Like, no, nigga. No, nigga.
The copy.
No.
Have them trying to say it in retrospect.
We're doing like an Oreo sandwich right now, just so y'all know.
What?
Wait, what?
Because it's me, and then it's y'all two, and then it's Foz. So it's like an Oreo sandwich. Except, like, the flame was at the top, so because it got crisper, and then we took it out of the oven before it could get down and he could get crispy at the bottom.
Like dark though.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he not dark because the flame was coming down before you get the rest of his cooking. Take it out the oven.
Randy.
No, you just got extra butter, baby. That's all it is.
There it is. Hey!
You just got extra butter, so it's good.
I'm gonna do it like Teddy Riley Hype Man. That nigga was. That nigga was hitting that shoulder so hard.
He was on it. That was a complete move.
What?
My favorite part about all of that, even though it was, you know, it didn't necessarily go as expected, is the fact that we can take something from that and allow it to become a part of our communication. You know what I'm saying? Like, that could be an entire move. Like, that becomes now a new trend.
A thing. So, you don't even gotta say shit. Somebody walk up on you.
It's like, oh, you Teddy Riley Hype Man today, huh?
You doing, oh, okay.
My man got famous for no reason. Being
on
him.
Accident.
On accident. Just being him, celebrating his own boy.
That nigga did his thing though. He came with that beard right. That nigga was like, hey, y'all about to catch me slipping. Bitch.
He had the Kango hat on and everything.
All his blacks was matching. I'm here for it. You know what I'm saying?
Damn. That's important. It's hard to find matching blacks these days.
It is.
Listen, I'll let you know that I would be the hype man for any one of you. And I will hit the hell out of that shoulder.
How you gonna be my hype man? You gotta be in front of me. Because you're so short.
That's okay.
Okay.
I'll just be like off to the side. I just can't.
No, you can't be off to the side. You gotta be in the front because you're supposed to be bringing the energy to me.
All right. So I'll stand right in front of you, right here.
I'll be like right behind you, doing my thing, and then you're gonna be like right in the front.
I'm in the void.
And then we'll do.
Yep.
You up?
I got you.
I'm in the void.
Me too. I'm in the blank space.
Whatever. Man, we'll make a killing team.
I would be your hype person. Little bitty
I'm not salt and pepper.
What? You go up on stage, you go do your beatbox thing, right? And then all of a sudden, you pull me out of your pocket. Bam!
Like, go, Tiana.
Oh my God!
See, that's what I say. You just pull me out your pocket. Pop me on your shoulder. I'm like, get it.
You're like the little angel that's talking to me. Kill the ass, Foz, kill him.
Yep.
Out to.
Yeah. Our group name will be Lemon Pepper instead of Salt and Pepper. We'll be Lemon Pepper. So, and we'll come out in that shit doing.
Yep.
And then I'll just stop off and let you, everybody, and then it'll be like, all right, thanks, Lemon.
Yep.
OGB in this bitch. About to talk my shit.
Yep.
Yep. Everybody knows. I got hoes. I got ass. Oh, and I got class. Hey, if you wanna know.
Yeah, get it, Brandy, get it.
Hey, we should try to battle other podcasts.
We should. What's good, nigga? Come on. I challenge you, nigga. Straight up.
Right?
I'll be like, fuck you and your structure, nigga. Don't got segments over here, okay? We let the shit fly.
Nobody care about your segments.
Nobody give a fuck about your
That's
sponsors,
funny.
nigga.
That's funny.
Although we do care about the sponsors. Shout out to the sponsors.
Shout out to the sponsors.
Shout out, guys.
Does it get
So,
me high?
I got one right here.
Wait, who you got?
Hey,
So, Penny.
I just finished my lollipop.
Disregard my fucked up ass nails.
So we know.
It's quarantine.
Quarantine, baby.
Quarantine. Bitch. I swear to God, I don't certain things. If certain things aren't messed up, then you gotta start checking niggas. Because some things should be messed up right now.
Yeah.
Some of these niggas, if your hairlines are, that nigga got a wig.
Your hairline's a little bit too crisp.
He got a wig. So, I mean,
I
you
cut my
can
own hair.
accept them. You can accept them.
And
Well, y'all saw mine was crusty last week. So.
But you say I look like I came the African market. You know pretty well they ain't got this shit in Africa.
But
Yeah, they do.
This beanie, they take the real animals and just wrap them up and tie the hands and they just walk
Okay,
down.
see.
they just take the real animal. Come on up here,
Take the
Pumbaa.
real animals. They be like, come here.
You know what?
Simba.
Shout out to my folks in Ghana. Like I
Shout
said,
out, nigga. I'm Nigerian. What's up? I don't know
I
where.
I'm just shouting out my Africa.
No, I got.
You know where?
No, I don't know where.
Oh.
Are you guys getting free testing? Are you guys gonna get the free test? And give up your DNA so that they can go take and do some research and find another way to kill you? No.
Won't be me.
Just,
Won't be me.
y'all gonna go get the free test?
No. I don't get free flu shots.
I know I'm not getting the vaccine shot when they come out with it. I know that much.
They not sticking nothing in my nose. You can just look at my nose as is. And
Nah, so here it goes. This how it goes. You go and everybody's in gloves. You gotta, and somebody told me I didn't go. You got they keep the window up. You put your ID to the window, and then you go down. They give you a packet. Inside of the packet, you gotta cough 3 times. You gotta swab that shit up and drop it in a bin and keep it moving.
Bob's
I'll pass.
got enough nostrils for him to test like 20 people.
All
I
them
just do
times
that.
that they done
You
swabbed
see, I ain't got nothing.
all them
I
times
got
they done swabbed you up at the TSA, I feel like they got your shit on
They
record.
got me. They know I ain't got nothing. I'm good. Yeah.
They got your
Right.
shit on record.
The cold part about it, I put my nose up, and it looked like the shotgun that hit Ricky and boys in the hood.
Oh my God, Ricky!
Ricky! Oh. Shotgun shit. Hit. I'm not getting no testing. I don't need to get tested. I eat
Boss
clean.
can walk around. Boss can be the new test. You can just walk up to somebody and sniff and tell if they got corona or not.
Listen, I even got to walk up to them. I got a 5-mile radius with this nose.
Oh, okay.
Or there's barbecue cooking somewhere, somebody else. 3 blocks from here. I can smell it.
Tell that bitch, hey, you need to go inside for 2 weeks.
One of the homies told me that I could smell Thanksgiving dinner today.
Damn. What do you think
I
of
just don't want
voting?
that
Because some people say that just the whole voting thing in itself is also bullshit.
Yeah, of course it is. And it's 2020. We should have a much more advanced voting structure. Like at this point, it should be much more digital and controlled in a sense of you should be able to, I don't want to say log on, like I don't think it should be like an internet thing, but you should have like an option to be able to like vote through your phone. You know what I'm saying? Or I don't know. I feel like it could be consolidated in a sense. Not saying it's perfect. I just think it could be different. And at the end of it all, if the popular vote doesn't mean anything, if you can get a electoral vote, you know what I'm saying? Or you lose an electoral vote, and it's like, what's the point in voting?
Yeah.
in that sense. You know what I'm saying? That's at least the logic for a lot of people.
I think it should be like all other elections. It should be popular. Because every other down ballot election is popular vote only. Only the president has the electoral college, and that shit is from slavery. That's the only reason, because the slave states felt like they weren't getting their fair share, and now they have a larger say. Like their individual votes because the electoral college count for more than ours do in like California, because we have fewer delegates.
Right, I get the whole shape up. It's just some people are saying, you know, voting in an act in itself also is bullshit. Just like putting out your information, the whole.
You don't put out any, like, what information are you putting out?
To register to vote and all that, like,
Address.
they're just saying that and it's like, vote. Hey, listen, I'm just passing on, and since I haven't got it right, I don't really know. I got some holes in it. I just heard that somebody was like, man, that whole structure don't even really, like, you're not voting for information gathering.
But shit, people have more information on Facebook than they do. Like, they put more information out there just to look like a Facebook and Instagram account than they do actually. So, yeah.
I think in its simplest form, like, voting works, except for presidential elections. Like, you know, when people say, like, oh, I don't vote because my vote doesn't really count, it's really only talking about because they go off the electoral college, not popular vote. So, until they do away with the electoral college, like, you know, I can agree with that argument. Like, our vote doesn't really count when it comes to presidential elections. It's just all optics.
Now, don't get me wrong, I'm still going to vote for president.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah.
I will say I'm not necessarily a fan of Joe Biden based on his campaign tour and all of that, and a lot of what he had to say. But I will say that I did enjoy his that little smear campaign that they did on the orangutan. Like, yo, we don't need to talk bad. Just look at all these facts.
Yeah.
Joe Biden tried to warn him about this epidemic that was coming, and we tried to do this, and this is what Joe Biden said, and this is what the orangutan said, and what he did. And here are actual quotes and articles to back it up. So we're not going to talk trash. We'll just let him kind of defile himself. It's like, yeah, well, he's probably going to end up winning again on a fluke, on some BS.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I'm not a fan of Joe Biden. I do, however, like, think that he won a couple points with me last night when his interview on CNN, just because he was talking in terms of, like, how to kind of get us out of this whole coronavirus situation. And, like, a lot of the stuff was just, like, basic in terms of, like, it's almost like common sense in terms of how a leader should lead us out of this freaking situation, more so from an economic standpoint. And it's like, all right, if Joe Biden were to do everything he laid out on CNN last night, like, cool, I could roll with that. Exactly, yeah, exactly. But it's all, it's all lip service. So,
yeah.
I'll become president. It's going to be a mandatory meditation time. It's going to be 420 is going to be the biggest holiday. There's going to be a mandatory while you at work. If you get stressed out, you get time to get off to align your chakras. Automatic.
Yep.
Which I'm hoping that kind of going back to, you're absolutely right. Kind of taking that with this whole like stimulus check. Like I saw a meme that was talking about, what type of person are you with your money? And they had like a whole bunch of people flossing Gucci belts and Louis belts and flashing their money. I just recently saw a video of a girl in her car with her window down, showing off her ducats. And somebody literally just came in, both hands, grabbed it, snatched it, and took off. She couldn't get out of her car fast enough.
That's wild.
You're going to be eating grass for the next month.
It's crazy because you would think that a certain type of flexing would stop, You know, way back when the government was able to find criminals off of their Facebooks. Like you would think a certain type of flexing was not in Facebook, MySpace.
Yeah.
But you have to think a lot of people are oblivious in the sense of, oh, they're not really watching. You know what I'm saying? Like you could say something, you can have a conversation like, yeah, George Bush is responsible for 9/11. People gonna be like, no, he wasn't. That was whatever. They're gonna go based on whatever they heard. You know what I mean? But some people just don't want to know anything. And we've had a lot of those conversations. Shout out to Bad Luck, Brother Risa, coming through the show and having those conversations with us. I mean, some people don't want to do better. Or some people, all they know is to flex. You know what I mean? All they know is to show off their money. They don't know to invest it or to save into it or to put it into something where it's going to add value to their lives. You know what I mean? Because
I'm sorry, as we're able to get further advanced with internet and just a lot of things, that don't fly with me. But I get what you're saying, you know what I'm saying? But that shit is that's not a thing. But I get it.
shout out to DJ Quick. He had this line on one of his records from Balance and Absence. He said, and don't floss money, it looks better when it's invisible.
Exactly.
Boom. Nugget. Ding.
I can't wait for this. You know what I'm really upset about? The fact that it got extended and I got to celebrate Cinco de Mayo like a putz in the house. I got to sit in the house and eat my tacos like a pansy.
I got to celebrate my 30th birthday in the fucking house, cuz.
It's a cold world.
See, we should have had a Zoom for you, Brandy.
Y'all, we could have Zoomed. Y'all didn't even Zoom me and Zoom me a birthday. Like, happy birthday.
You didn't get no quarantine cookie?
Quarantine. Hey, shout out to the quarantine. Hey.
You got a quarantine connect?
Quarantine. Come on now. Quarantine. You know what I'm saying? We got roadside assistance. We got doorstep drop off. We got curbside pickup. What you need? Quarantine.
You can't see it, but these is real tears though.
Quarantine.
Like real tears.
Yes, and quarantine. Now you
That's funny.
You got her vitamin D while in the house.
You know, because you know that nobody is out in the street. There's no such thing as a walk of shame. There it is.
Hey.
That's a fact. That's a whole fucking fact.
You be ashamed because don't nobody see you.
You said that's a whole fact?
That's a whole fact.
A whole fact. Yeah. A whole
that part. Take that with y'all, ladies and gentlemen.
Literally,
you're welcome.
WHOLE, HOLE, and HOE. Fact.
All of that.
Three ways.
All of that.
Three.
Yeah. Real talk. That's a 3-in-1.
You put that inside of your bag, that bag you leave in the back. You put that fact inside of that bag and you pull it out as you pull the clothes out too.
Yep, there you go. All of them.
You're like, ain't no such thing. You motherfucking right. Ain't no such thing.
It ain't no such thing as a walk of shame.
Ain't no such thing, and it's no such thing as a tramp stamp either.
No, that's a real thing.
No.
Yeah.
Ain't no such thing, bro. Like, I don't get it. If you like tattoos and you want one back there, that's called a tramp stamp?
Yeah.
No. Why?
If you got one of those, why put that there?
Huh?
Why put that there unless somebody's gonna be looking at it while they clapping cakes?
Nigga, what? You know everybody don't do stuff for other people, right?
Oh, look, that's pretty. Like, but you should make it like, get one and then make it like an outline so they can color on it.
I'm saying.
Color by number.
I'm saying.
Wow.
That's science, though, Randy. That's science.
What science?
You got a tattoo on your lower back, chances are you make it clap. It
Okay,
rhymes.
that could be science, but the fact that she making it clap every goddamn wear, that's not science.
No, because you have a tramp stamp doesn't mean that you're promiscuous. You having a tramp stamp is just basically saying like, you're more than likely to make it clap.
No, so is this a nigga? Tiana, this is a nigga thing. Have you heard of that? That you have a tramp stamp, you're more than likely your booty gonna clap. Never
Not your
heard of
booty.
No, because I know more.
Do pussies clap?
I know. I'm just saying you gonna bust it open.
Okay.
Pussy's clap.
I was like, no, this some new shit. Pussies clap, bro. Okay, I've been out the game for a minute. Okay.
She about to YouTube it.
Yeah, I know, right? Pussy
Tutorials.
tramp stamp, pussy clap. I need to see it all.
I'm in the
Hey, that's something new. Somebody gonna be in somebody DMs like, hey baby, I want to do something different tonight. Oh, what you want to do there? I want to see your pussy clap.
I want that pussy clap. What? What you mean, babe? You gotta talk to me soft. No, I'm gonna make that pussy clap tonight.
It ain't even gonna clap. It's just gonna sound like snapping.
No, it's gonna sound like how fists when you just bum your fists together.
It's gonna be fist bumps.
Yeah, it's gonna be a whole bunch of fist bumps.
just 2 slabs of meat flapping together.
With the bone is with the bone in though, cause you gotta hear the bone too.
Bone in. That just sounds painful.
Bone in. I see what you did there.
Ah, you see what I did there.
But then once she get wet though, it's gonna sound like you're pulling 2 slices of bologna apart.
Oh God. Oh God.
Oh, Foz.
All right, so there was the line, and then Foz jumped over it.
Hey, if you don't know what that sounds like, you got a great childhood, but I mean, Iris was bad.
Hey, if you don't know what that sounds like, give it 1 more week in quarantine. You'll find out.
Yeah, nigga. 1 more week in quarantine with no job, you'll find out. Cause I mean, okay, I have a question.
Yeah.
It's quarantine time, right? So like, what if, you know what I mean? Like she fine when she get together, but you know, she ain't been able to get together lately. How are y'all sticking it out or what's up? Y'all gonna cut her loose? Same for you as a man. You know what I'm saying? You out here in these streets, y'all getting to know each other, y'all liking each other, y'all fucking at this point. Really feeling each other. That nigga, his shit start lifting. He got the whole cul-de-sac. Nigga had wig dreads, and the beard. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you gonna do? But y'all really fuck with each other. Like, I want to say like 9 months in, okay? Both of us, men and women. What y'all doing? She take the woman, when she take her wig off and her makeup off, she like, Boosie.
Gotta go. Gotta go.
Canceled on the spot.
No, you love her.
That ain't love. What's love got to do with it? Nick Cannon told me love don't cost a thing.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. No.
Look like Boosie.
Because if we're 9 months in and I don't know that you have a whole cul-de-sac, wig dreads, and
is it your business?
Like, if we're 9 months in and I don't know that about you, then it ain't love. It ain't love.
That ain't love,
what if he went bald at a super early age and it's the last thing. It's super traumatic. He got all the other boxes. I'll take it back. She don't look like Boosie. She look like Lena Waithe.
What's the difference? Look.
She's a woman already.
My thing is, like, you have to develop a level of trust, and no, looks aren't everything. Like, yeah, you can have like an emotional connection to somebody because you're a good person, you got good morals and values and whatever. That's all fine and good.
No, okay, so what if she did what if on some natural time, she did the natural face where it didn't look like she had a lot on. She just, what she looked like underneath, so she gave you the regular natural instead of the beat. And him, you know what I'm saying? He got all it. They both check all the boxes. They good people, genuinely honest, all that. They have an esteem issue about that, and they.
Here's. Okay, you ready? You can have all of that natural, whatever the case may be. Genetics do not lie. So 9 months in, we in love. A year goes past, we still in love. We start talking about a future, propose, get married, have a kid. My daughter is going to end up looking 50% like you. Now, me, I got these beautiful genetics, like, oh, gorgeous. But that's only 50%. I don't know what your side really, truly look like because you've been beating your face, and it vice versa. A woman gets with me, I put on this lace front, I got on this fake hair. We have a son, he come out bald-headed, looking like Benjamin Button day one, with a deep voice, like.
Okay, so fuck love. What if it's a strong like, they cool people, like y'all bonding, y'all getting to know each other, y'all starting to really, really like each other. Quarantine popped off, and y'all was like, fuck it, just, stay over here, pack for a week, stay over here. And she like, nah, but you like, stay over here, and then you see it.
I'm good.
Really?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm straight.
Wow. Inside?
I'm straight.
Y'all are compatible on the inside.
Compatibility starts on the outside, then it works its way in.
No, nigga. Wow. You a whole hoe for that. I can't believe this nigga.
Am I lying or not? Like, let's be honest. Let's be real. Attraction starts with, like, beauty.
Not everybody.
Beauty is subjective. I'll give you that. Beauty is subjective.
Right.
So, granted, I can talk as much trash as I want. Beauty is subjective, which is why we can look at certain couples and be like, ew, he looks this way. How did he get this girl? Or vice versa. She looks this way. How did she get him, right?
He got fire pussy.
It might be that. But it also starts, again, external. Like, you're naturally attracted to somebody on the external. You know what I'm saying? Which is why you get in situations where you start seeing somebody for what they really look like. You like, oh, they not really that bad. It kind of changes things. Like, yeah, they could be a great person, but that don't mean that I'm attracted. I'm pretty sure Oprah is a beautiful person. Her money makes her even that much more gorgeous. But you take off that makeup, you start looking at the color purple.
And it's enough?
all I know is not like Drake is super attractive. He's not super ugly either. And the mama is okay attractive. That's one ugly ass baby, those two.
That baby looked like a boiled egg with hair.
What? I ain't seen the baby.
Look the baby up.
The baby looked like an infant version of Pennywise.
Real talk. I said the same thing, and my coworkers was like, how dare you say it's just a baby? It's an ugly baby.
It's an ugly
I said the same thing about DJ Khaled's son.
Yeah.
That's an ugly. Drake got an ugly baby.
Y'all hilarious.
Now I think he was hiding the baby from the world.
Most women are not quick to be like, oh, that's an ugly baby. I feel like that's more of a male thing, but not a.
That's the ugly baby.
Now we know why he was hiding from the world.
He was hiding the baby from the world for that reason. Like,
Oh my God! So now do we believe him?
Up.
So we believe him now?
I don't believe him. I believe that he was hiding because he knew that the baby looked like, you know when you make malto meal, but you don't stir it all the way, and then like you get them little chunks.
Yes.
That's all that.
Just put a wig on that with blue eyes.
Yeah, it's bad.
I'm not lying. I'm not lying.
Nope.
I'm saying.
I'm out.
This baby's face is like a tonsil.
I almost called you Calvin. Shut up. Shut up, nigga. This nigga said a tonsil.
Hey,
I'm so mad at you.
You ever stand in the mirror and you look at that little thing that dangles
Yes.
in the back? You put a white t-shirt on that, you got Drake's baby. I'm saying.
Listen. I gotta look it up. I gotta see what y'all see.
Look at it. You want to see his baby? Search 2004 Toyota Prius. All white.
JoJo, shut up. You are out of control.
All right, I think I'm done.
Okay. Well, I would just like to make a special announcement to all of those that are unable to get the quarantine. You listen to this, go put the vibrator away. You probably done wore your shit out. So just go put that shit out underneath somewhere that you can't find it, because we are gonna get out of this, and the niggas will be able to tell. So, and then you fuck around and not be able to nut. So just go put that shit away and drink some water.
In addition to that, hopefully you're learning something. I know we said this last week, but hopefully you are learning a new trade or gaining knowledge about something and have a plan. I hope that y'all are definitely planning financially, spiritually, and emotionally.
Yes.
I'm gaining something. It's called weight.
Yeah.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that, brother. You know what I'm saying?
That Rona 10 is happening.
Hey, it's okay.
Everybody that want to
Oh, go ahead, B.
say it. I'm just, me. I'm gonna go off on a fucking tangent.
No, I'm just saying, like, I'm with y'all. With this stimulus money that we got, if you need it, use it. But if you are blessed enough to have other income still coming in, take it as the come up that it is for you, and look into options to grow that money. Don't even just stick it in a basic savings account. If you can, put it in like a betterment account. At least that'll grow with the stock market, because the stock market is low right now. So those betterment accounts are going to be growing up. But yeah, don't just spend it. Don't take the come up and use it to buy some fucking bag or a Gucci belt or some other.
Man, we not doing Gucci, man.
I mean, we're not.
Some people still are.
I know, I've seen it. It's unfortunate. It's deep. But at the end of the day, when people are saying quarantine or community, we're not saying, go buy bullshit with black people. We're saying, like, you can go to your market and get, eggs. There's one on Florence, if you out here in Inglewood. But, like, there's every single thing, domestically you need, you can get from a black business. And that's what we're saying when it comes to putting our money within the community. That's what we're talking about. We're not talking about the bullshit. Yeah, you could buy $1,500 shoes from us too. Yeah, and you don't necessarily need them. Yeah, but you can get a toothpaste, toothbrush, detergent, toilet paper, masks, wigs, whatever you need. You can get all that shit from black people, and you don't necessarily need.
Yep, exactly.
Go to Amazon, WeBuyBlack.com.
There you go. Exactly. That part.
Just want to throw that out there.
Yeah, we don't support each other enough, I don't think. And so anytime we can support each other, we need to.
Boom.
There it
You
is.
heard that shit from OGB. She in this bitch in her quarantine. Yeah, she got some D and she got some C and it got the P and then you try to have it. Hey!
As we
That's from Lemon Pepper and
Produced by Foz.
Shot by Swivel.
on the mix.
You know what I'm saying? We a mood as fuck, okay?
All day,
Out here.
every day.
Hey, who we gonna battle? Who you wanna battle? I think I know somebody we can battle.
Cool.
It's called, they're called Conversations with Friends, the podcast.
Yeah.
Conversations this big, not mine, like a big. Like, you guys know the phrase. Hey, do y'all remember in the 90s? Why in the 90s this used to be the dance for all the men?
All the time. That was it. Yep.
Niggas, somebody rocking, knocking the boots.
Come get this.
Because that's how you have to control the kinks. You have to control the kinks that way. You know what I mean? Pull the reins up, put them around your head, throw them back, bring it this way.
Every nigga in the world is not that big out here to be able to handle some legs like that, okay? So, I don't know. Some of them niggas is little. And,
Mm-mm. All right. And on that note, this is the Kickback Show. Kickbackshow.com. I need to go make quarantine.
You need to go number 2?
No, I need to go make dinner.
Oh.
Dinner. No, I would never announce that.
It's quarantine. Shit is new. They said a new social norm. My niggas, go ahead.
Yeah.
I would never get.
That same thing.
That'll never be normal for me. Hence why I went silent and dark.
But we all do it though. That's the weird shit that nobody talk about. We all do it.
We don't need
Right.
Yeah, we all need to share it.
Yeah, you know what you like. I know what mine is like, and that's enough. It's enough for me.
That's what matters.
Exactly.
All right. Well, much love to everybody. Thank y'all as usual for tuning in during these trying times and different things. Shout out to the homies. We try to get some guests hopefully by next week. Hopefully one of our very good friends that hopefully may be in a battle. He said that he wants all the smoke. Him and his brother are some legends in the game. So just waiting for him to call me back. So hopefully that can come very soon. But in the meantime and in between time, we love y'all. And as usual, the Kickback Show, on everything, kickbackshow.com. I'm WaveCap Johnny on Instagram, and she is
Organic Blackberry in this motherfucker, and she is.
What's up, y'all? Your girl Tiana Giovanna across all platforms, and he is
DJ Swivel on Twitter, Swivel on Instagram, SWIVLL.
there. It is,
this
man.
Motherfucker.
We love y'all. Take care of yourself, and hopefully this is helping y'all to get through some of your tough times and all that good stuff. All right. Much love.
Eric, go take a shower.
I took one.
I'm telling the listeners, because I'm sure they need to go take a shower.
bye.
All right, y'all. Peace.
The Kickback Show. TrackLife.com.